Today, we are making vegan Reese's 3 ways. We'll be doing the classic Reese's, white chocolate, and the Frankenstein one too. Perfect for Halloween or any day of the year. And before going vegan, Reese's was one of my favorites, and the good news is they are pretty easy to make at home. Now the classic is so simple, there's barely a recipe. All you need is some good vegan chocolate. I like semi-sweet, so I recommend that. Next, you need some peanut butter naturally. And I saw a video where they said to use the reduced fat, and I gotta say, I think that's a good move as it makes the peanut butter filling more crumbly like I remember the original Reese's. So let's take a whole bunch of peanut butter. I'm starting off with about 8 ounces, and then we'll add in 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, which turned out to be way too much since it's how much I use for the non-reduced fat peanut butter on my test. But that's all right, we'll just add in more peanut butter until we get the consistency we're after. And really, that's gonna be the method since not all peanut butters are alike. So I would recommend adding in some powdered sugar, mixing it up, and then adding more until you can scoop out a bit, roll it into a ball, and then pat it down into a little patty like so. And most recipes that I've seen, the peanut butter mixture wasn't crumbly enough to the point that they had to drop it in with a spoon, and it just looked kind of messy and hard to work with. So for me, not only does this remind me more of the Reese's peanut butter, but it's a lot easier to assemble. Speaking of which, once your peanut butter patties are all formed, go ahead and throw them in the fridge to firm up. And next, we need to melt our chocolate, and unless you know what you're doing, I recommend using the double boiler method instead of the microwave, as I had mixed results with that. For the double boiler, just make sure you're using a bowl that can handle the heat, but all we need to do is add about 8 ounces of chocolate to the bowl, which is on top of a pot that has some water in it, and then we're going to turn on the heat to medium, and once that water starts to steam, the chocolate should start melting, and so we're just going to stir that around as it melts, and that's basically it. Pretty dang easy, if you ask me. And now all we need to do is get a muffin liner and add a bit of that chocolate, and you can use a muffin tin for this. The main difference I saw was the cups were much taller, so I ended up preferring that, but you don't need a muffin tin at all. Get that chocolate in there the best you can, and then we'll take one of our peanut butter patties and press it down and make sure we get chocolate surrounding it on all sides. And then we just need to top it with more chocolate, ensuring total coverage. And next, we can lightly plop it on the counter to flatten out the top. And after we've done this to all of our peanut butter cups, just add them to the fridge to firm up. And next, for the white chocolate, we'll be using a recipe by Nora Cooks, which is linked in the description. We'll need some cacao butter, coconut milk powder, this vegetable shortening, and then a few pantry staples. And for this, all we need to do is another double boiler of the shortening and the cacao butter. And once that's all melted up, we're going to add in some powdered sugar, vanilla extract, a little bit of salt, and then we're going to whisk that up. And next, we need to add it to a blender to get it as smooth as possible. And this stuff is way more liquidy than the semi-sweet chocolate, and it did come out a bit softer, but that's all right. It was still super delicious. And to assemble, it's the same process as before. We're just going to take some of the white chocolate, pour a bit in, and then we're going to add in our peanut butter patty, and then cover with more of that white chocolate, and then throw all of those in the fridge. And last but not least, the Frankenstein cup, which I was super excited about. And in order to get the green layer, we're just going to take some of the white chocolate and then add a little of this matcha powder to it. And then we just got to blend that up, and there we go, green chocolate. And assembly is mostly the same, however, since the white chocolate is so soft, we're going to need to firm it up in the fridge before we can top it with the chocolate. Unfortunately, I forgot to film myself topping it with the chocolate layer, so you'll just have to imagine me doing it. Sorry about that, I am a one-man team. And now that you've used your imagination, we have 3 amazing homemade Reese's to try out. So without further ado, let's do a good old-fashioned taste test. All right, so before we even do the taste test, I wanted to just as a control, I think it's a control group, I just wanted to see how good the Justin's is compared to our homemade one. And no hate to Justin. Thank you very much for having vegan peanut butter cups. So this is the one from Justin versus the homemade one. You can see ours. Ours is a little bit bigger. That's okay, let's see how it tastes. That's not bad at all. Ooh, actually, there's a little bit of a weird aftertaste. Let's try the classic one, see how that stacks up. This is a big guy. No question, hands down, this is way better, way richer. Hold on, one more bite. So it is worth it to make them at home. Let's try the white chocolate one now. Wow, that is rich. I mean, versus the classic style, this is very rich. Hold on. Now, let's try the Frankenstein one. There is a slight hint of matcha in there. That's really freaking good. These are so good, so rich. Yeah, I think y'all should make these. I don't know why you wouldn't. Halloween's coming up, and even if you're watching this video and Halloween isn't coming up, make them anyways, because these are super, super dang good, super nostalgic, and I gotta say, better than I remember. I could be biased, but I could also be right. We'll never know. So if you all liked this video, let me know if you want me to make any other candies vegan. I love just about every candy bar out there, Snickers, Butterfingers, you name it. I probably used to eat it. Whatchamacallit? Remember whatchamacallits? I used to eat the heck out of those. Anyways, let me know what you thought of this video, if you liked it, and give it a thumbs up if you did. And I hope you're all doing great, and I'll see you next time. Ooh, let's take a bite.